Hello all loonies and normals, my name is Joe Silver, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about, among other things, the forest, why I think it was ruined, and a few other things like GTA, COD, some other stuff. You'll wait to see. But let's start with the forest. Now, recently I've started playing the forest. Now, anyone who hasn't played it, it's a survival game. But it's a survival game with a story. And here's where the problem comes. The problem is, the story goes, you're on a plane, right? And the plane hits turbulence and you crash. Or at least that's how it appears in the opening cutscene. And I know the ending and won't spoil it for you if you haven't played it, but I know the ending and know the real reason the plane crashed, but anyway, that's how it appears. Either way, when you come down in this forest that is in an undisclosed location, you have to survive. The problem is, you also have to find your son, who is taken away by certain people in the game. Again, I won't say too much just yet, I will mention them later. And the point is, you have to survive, you have to find your son, and you have to get home, you have to get safe. Yeah, okay. But the point is, I'm a real fan of certain type of survival games. And by that I mean games where it is about survival, not about nonsense. And I'm afraid the forest, if you play it in normal mode, which I never do, I only go on peaceful mode, but if you play it in normal mode, it is all about nonsense, because those people that I told you about, and I didn't say the name of, they're cannibals. That's what they are. Cannibals and mutants. Both of which completely ruined what could have been one of the best survival games ever. It could have rivaled The Long Dark, and trust me, I love The Long Dark, because The Long Dark, the only thing against you is nature. In The Long Dark, you're trying to survive cold, hunger, bears, wolves, and moose occasionally. Trust me, they actually attack, that's quite funny, but yes. My point is, it is all about nature. The only enemies in The Long Dark are nature. Wolves, bears, whatever. Yeah? That's all they are. There is nothing at all that seems out of place. But in the forest, you've got cannibals, and mutated ones at that sometimes, and they look absolutely disgusting. And you can commit acts of cannibalism yourself if you so choose. But you see, I don't like that. I think that ruined what could have been one of the best survival games ever. So, when I play it, I go on peaceful. And peaceful means no, absolutely no cannibals. They are switched off and they stay that way. And what I do is I do it for pure survival. How long can I survive? And the first time I die, because I haven't yet seen a permanent death in there, there may be one, but it may only be with the cannibal switched on, but I haven't seen one. And so what I do, first time I die, first time that the fall is so bad, or the whatever is so bad that it's obvious in real life I would have died, that save is dead. Finished. I tick up how many days I have survived, and that save is dead. Tick. Boom. Gone. And I then overwrite that save and start another. Now, the last run I did was 28 days, and the run I'm in the middle of at the moment, it's longer than 28 days. I'm doing really well. But my point is, this game is really good because you can cut down trees, you can gather food from any of the animals that you see, the lizards, rabbits, boar, turtles, you name it, you can eat the food from them. You can eat berries. You can do. There's got a book that's like a survival book. The plane is still there when you come down, where you can go in and you can raid for a short time anyway. The back half of the plane. I think the front half is somewhere else. I've never seen it yet, but what's in there, I've no idea. But you know, you can do all this. But my point is this. If they had stuck to just that and maybe thrown in some natural enemies, look, they could have thrown in the same similar enemies to the Long Dark, the wolves, the bears, I don't know, alligators, because there's alligators in the game. They could have thrown in enemies like that, something like that that would hunt you. And I'd have been like, well, this is just the best survival game ever. But they had to go and ruin it by throwing in cannibals who, in my opinion, I don't care what forest this is, but from how green it is, there is absolutely no way on earth that this forest is in somewhere like Africa or somewhere like that, where cannibals were supposed to have lived. Although I'm even a bit doubtful about that. But my point is, the cannibals, wherever we are, the cannibals just do not look like they belong there at all. They really don't, not to me anyway. It's just an excuse for a horror game. And I don't like it, so I don't play it. Anyway, enough about that, because otherwise this could become a rant, not a vlog. I really don't like the fact that they're there. So that's my reasoning behind that. However, let's go on. And I'm afraid this is going to probably turn out to be quite a ranty vlog, because my next subject is GTA. Why I feel that GTA should not exist as a series. Let me begin. First of all, the letters GTA stand for Grand Theft Auto. Now, if you've played the games, you probably know this. They don't make a secret of it, right? But do you know what actual Grand Theft Auto means? It means that you are stealing somebody else's car and, you know, and so on. It means you are committing crimes. Should we really be encouraging our children to commit crimes? But it gets worse. In Grand Theft Auto, not only do you steal cars, you run around with guns. Really? Again, is this some sort of behaviour that we should be encouraging our children? Now, some people who I've had this discussion with will say, oh, but it's an 18. Kids are not supposed to be playing it. Yeah. Tell me how many times you've seen a kid playing an 18 who clearly is an 18. It happens. The game company only put an 18 on it to cover their own backsides, because they know full well that if they didn't and kids started playing it, there'd be an uproar. Fact of the matter is, you know as well as I do, kids are playing this game because the parents give in to their kids' demands for this game. So again, the only true way to stop kids playing a game that they shouldn't be playing is for that game not to exist. But the point is, at the end of the day, even if it's 18-year-olds, what kind of behaviour are we encouraging by this game? Stealing cars? Running around with guns? Shooting people? Oh, and it gets worse than that. You're shot and you're injured. Should I go to a doctor? Nah, I'll go and sleep with a prostitute instead. Yeah, that's right. That's how you get healed in a GTA, or so I believe, because I've never played them because of how disgusting they are. But even if I'm wrong about that, though that is what I've heard, I still know for a fact that you can sleep with prostitutes. So again, all this behaviour, should we really be encouraging it? No, we should not. I'm sorry. If you like GTA, I'm sorry. You know, I will not judge you on your choices, but I will never play that game, and I am strongly of the opinion that that game series should never exist, because it is just downright disgusting, and it just encourages the kind of behaviour that no man should ever do. I don't care what you say about it being an 18 either, because as I said, you know as well as I do, 18-year-olds are not the only ones playing that game. There are younger people than that who are playing it, and they shouldn't be, okay, but they are because their parents don't turn around and tell them, no, you cannot play this game, it is an 18, you are not 18. They give in to the whining of their children and get them the game that they shouldn't be playing anyway. And you know it goes on. And how many times have we seen in the news about people who have done certain things and then they've turned around and said, well, they were playing this game. And alright, you're going to say, yeah, but what about the film industry and what about the movie? Yeah, okay, I agree with you. There are movies and there are TV shows that likewise show behaviour that is not good and that should not be encouraged either. But my point is, this game series gets really bad. I mean, really bad. Look, kind of behaviour that they're talking about, you know, it's ridiculous. Let's put it this way, I don't know of any movies that cover those subjects, but if they're out there, I wouldn't be watching them either. Pure and simple. Quite frankly, that as a game series, that should not exist. It has no purpose beyond disgusting behaviour that, as I said, should not be covered. Now, again, as I said, I'm sorry, but this is becoming a rant. So, I will move on quickly. But let's move on to finally, really the final thing is such games as Fortnite and PUBG. That's where I'm going to finish. I do not like these games. Now, Fortnite is a rip-off of PUBG, just more animated, whether you think so or not. But, again, do we really need these kind of games? Do you know what the only problem is with, or rather the only purpose of PUBG is and Fortnite? To run around with guns shooting people. Again, no explanation why, no story to it, nothing, just plop, right, you're in the middle of a field, somewhere out there there's a load of guns, go find them, kill people. That's it. Why? And I don't know what the age rating is on PUBG or Fortnite, but I heard a news story about a girl who was so addicted to Fortnite that she would wet herself rather than come off the game, and she has had to be put into rehab for her addiction. Now come on, are you serious? Rehab for a 9-year-old girl because she could not stop playing Fortnite. Really? It is just not right. What are these parents thinking? If seeing that behaviour, I'm sorry, but if I started that behaviour, and trust me, I am not 9-year-old, I'm 33, but if I started that behaviour, my parents would say, I don't care what you say, you are coming off that game now. You are, I am not having you wet yourself because you can't be bothered to come off that game. And they would be quite angry, and they would be quite right. That is just disgusting. But even putting aside that, which in itself is an indictment on the game, what is really the game? It's a bunch of drunk. It's what would happen if you put a load of drunks in a field, told them there were some guns out there and to go find them. Because that is literally all it is. They give it this grand title of Battle Royale. But let's be honest, what it comes down to is running around finding armour and guns and shooting people for no other reason than because they're there. There is absolutely at no point is there any story as to why, or at least as far as I could see, because I've seen brief gameplay of both of these games, and trust me, I've not seen any story as to why you're doing it. Just go and find your guns and shoot people. And I refuse to watch such games because of it. I refuse. Overwatch, or as I call it, Overwatch, because when it first came out every man and his brother was streaming it, it's the same thing. Only in that game, you don't go and find the guns, you've got the guns. But again, you're just running around shooting people for no reason other than to do it. It's a battle royale game. I really don't like it. Now, like I say, like all my vlogs, this is my opinion. And if you disagree with that opinion, feel free to do so in the comments. But please do not swear. I do not mind people disagreeing with my opinion, but please, be polite about it. Anyway, I have ranted and I have raved enough. That's the end of this vlog. I'm really sorry if this has become a rant vlog. But just something that I felt that I had to say, and quite frankly I needed something to talk about because I wasn't sure what to talk about this week. But let's be honest, these things needed to be said. So, thank you so much. If you have liked what you have heard here, or if you have an opinion on what you have heard here, please leave me a comment down below. But as I said, please don't swear, because, as I say, you know, any swearing comments will be deleted. If you have an opinion and you state it calmly and without swearing, I will leave that there even if you disagree with me. But if it's got swearing in, it will be deleted, because we do not need that. However, as I said, if you have comments, please leave them down below. If you would like what you see here, then leave me a like and a subscription. I have been Joe Silver. This has been a vlog. Thank you so much. Goodbye.